I've spent up to this point my entire life hyper obsessing over how to go viral.
To go viral, you have to do something that's never been done before.
I could start a new channel tomorrow and in 6 months have 20 million subscribers.
Way easier to get 50 million views on one video than it is to get a million views on 50 videos.
All you have to do really is like, just
MrBeast! And those smile.
YouTube star MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, has more than 100 million subscribers.
Are you happy?
Absolutely stunned by the amount of people that have traveled here from cross country, out of the country.
In 2012, a 13-year-old kid from North Carolina started making YouTube videos in his bedroom. Today, he's the most successful creator on the planet. But here's what nobody talks about.
I'm just so obsessed with this shit, can't stop talking about it. Like, in an ideal world, I probably wouldn't tell everyone every thing I know about going viral all the time, but it's just like, that's me. That's literally all I've ever done.
MrBeast, aka Jimmy, didn't just crack the YouTube algorithm, he rewrote the entire game. And after spending way too much time studying every single interview he's ever had, yes, every single one, every single behind the scenes moment, you name it, I've discovered something that changed everything. This isn't about copying his thumbnails or stealing his ideas. This is about understanding the fundamental principles that separate him from every other creator who's ever picked up a camera. What you're about to learn will either transform how you create content, or it'll make you realize that you've been playing the wrong game entirely. Now, before we dive into the strategies, you need to understand something about MrBeast or Jimmy that most people completely miss. All of this wasn't luck for Jimmy. This wasn't talent. This was obsession transformed into a system.
From 13 to like 19, I never met anyone who cared about YouTube. There's not a single person on the planet that's been more obsessed that same time span as me, because it's physically impossible. Yeah. Almost every hour of the day, that's what I was doing. In math class, in English class, in any class, any time of the day, I was thinking about
See,
YouTube.
while other kids in his area were playing video games or hanging out with friends, Jimmy was deconstructing every single viral video that existed frame by frame. He wasn't just watching YouTube, he was studying it like a scientist. But here's where the whole story of MrBeast gets interesting. At 19 years old, something changed for Jimmy.
And when I was 19, then I had like 10,000 subscribers. Maybe it was like 18. And that's when I started meeting a few other YouTubers online. And I realized, like, I'm not a freak, I'm just like obsessed with YouTube, and that's okay. You know, you just gotta find other people that are like that.
He found his tribe, and that's when the real education for him began.
I literally got up and we had an 18-hour Skype call, and then I went to bed, and that's all I did. And we were just tearing apart YouTube videos, studying trends.
18 hours, think about that. While most creators were trying to go viral by accident, Jimmy and his friends were reverse engineering virality itself.
Imagine a different world where you have 4 friends who are also equally grinding in something similar. Friend number 1 makes a mistake on Friday, he teaches the other 4 people. Friend number 2 makes a mistake the next week, teaches everyone. And then, like, you're all learning from each other's mistakes. You're all constantly studying 24/7 and downloading each other. Like, after a year, you're like 2 years ahead of the guy who was just solo.
Obsession without direction is just madness, but obsession with the right community becomes unstoppable momentum. And I'll be honest with you, this is where I've seen a lot of creators fail time and time again. Not because they lack talent or lack ideas, because they're just trying to figure this out all alone. Jimmy had his 18-hour Skype calls with his friends. But what do you have? See, that's exactly why I built Creator Launch. It's a community where you get direct feedback and weekly calls with creators who are actually implementing these principles. In fact, one of my students just took my thumbnail advice last week and went from 200 views to over 50,000 views in just 3 days.
Straight away, getting value out of it was nice.
Every conversation with you, I learn a lot.
So if you're serious about YouTube, the link is right below this video.
So it's way easier to get 50 million views on one video than it is to get a million views on 50 videos.
Breakthrough that Jimmy had that changed everything. And it was to think exponentially, not incrementally. See, this completely breaks most creators' brains because we're conditioned to think linearly. We're conditioned to post more, get more views. But Jimmy discovered something that the algorithm rewards exponentially.
A 10% better video is 4 times the views, not 10% more views.
Right.
Most creators are stuck in the content hamster wheel, posting daily, burning out, seeing minimal growth. But Jimmy realized that the algorithm doesn't want to serve 100 okay videos. It wants to find one amazing video and wants to show it to everyone.
YouTube's trying to serve people the best content possible, right? They don't want to serve you 100 lame videos. They just want to serve you one good one.
With this advice in mind, here's an action step that we could take. Instead of posting 3 times this week, spend that entire time making one video 3 times better and only coming out with 1 video a week. I'm talking better title, better thumbnail, better hook, better story. Because 10% better doesn't get you 10% more views, it gets you 4 times plus more. But better isn't enough. You need to be impossible to ignore.
To go viral, you have to do something that's never been done before. If you're driving down the road and you see a cow, who cares? It's a cow. But if you're driving down the road and you see a purple cow, you're like, you've never seen that before, and it's something you weren't expecting, you're gonna go, and you're gonna go tell your friends about it. You're gonna remember that. You'll probably even think about it randomly once every couple of years. Why the is there a purple cow?
Create purple cow moments. Think so unexpected, they demand attention. Think about Jimmy's biggest videos. Giving away a private island, recreating Squid Game, that one was huge. Buying everything in a store. These aren't just bigger versions of existing content. They're things nobody's ever even attempted outside of Netflix.
Those typically are very hard, and usually to get that purple cow effect, they've never been done before. And if something's never been done before, there's usually a reason, because it's very hard.
And here's the brutal truth. Most creators avoid purple cow ideas because they're too difficult, they're too expensive, or they seem impossible. But that's exactly why they work.
So you just kind of have to train yourself to like not resent very difficult, complex, hard, original problems and actually run towards them, because those are the ones that, you know, tend to have more of the purple cow effect where people have to watch it.
And there's ways to do this without it being expensive or being impossible. Your purple cow doesn't have to cost millions. It just has to be something that your audience has never seen before. For a cooking channel, maybe it's making a meal using only ingredients that start with the letter M. For a gaming channel, maybe it's beating a game using unconventional controllers. If you're in editing, maybe it's trying to edit a full project on a computer from the early 2000s. The key is asking what would make someone stop scrolling and say, what the heck is this? But even the best purple cow ideas, they fail without the third principle, which is to build a systematic learning machine.
As we call them after action reports, so I get all the smartest people in my company. If I upload a video that's 20 minutes, we'll take our last 10, 20-minute videos and we'll go, you know, the median retention on the last 10, 20-minute videos was 10 minutes and 55 seconds is the median. So if the retention on this new video is 11 minutes or above, we did a good job. If it's below that, then we did below average.
See, while most creators upload and forget, Jimmy treats every video like a scientific experiment.
After we upload, we'll look at that with all my top people, and then we'll just be like, what'd we f up? What'd we do well? Cool, move on.
2 weeks after uploading, analyze your last 10 videos. What's the average retention? Which parts make people click off? What thumbnails performed the best and which ones performed the worst? Don't just look at view counts, dig deep into the data.
I'm okay with my people failing. As long as we failed because we made the wrong shot call, not because we were lazy.
See, this is crucial. Jimmy creates a culture where intelligent failure is rewarded. It's a term called failing forward, because the only way to find purple cow ideas is to be willing to fail spectacularly while learning from everything.
For the last like 8 or 9 years, like every dollar I've made, I just spent it the next month on content. And I just did that every single month, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger.
To reinvest everything back into the content. Watch Jimmy's evolution. Bedroom to office, office to warehouse, warehouse to a $10 million studio. Every dollar goes back into making better videos.
I just want to make the best videos on the planet.
Now, of course, I'm not saying to spend every penny. That's insane for most creators. But it's the principle to keep in mind. Every single win should fuel the next level. If you're just starting out, reinvest your first $100 in a better microphone. When you hit 1,000 subscribers, invest in better lighting. At 10,000, maybe it's hiring an editor. The key is to always be asking, how can this success make my next video exponentially better? Even just 1% better.
I'd love to get to the point where we're doing 2 original giant spectacles, never before seen, better than everyone else, fucking huge, ginormous, best video in the damn world videos twice a week.
See, that's the mindset. Always thinking bigger, always reinvesting into the craft.
This is a $1 billion super yacht, and it's big enough to hold an entire city on the water. How do humans build this stuff? And I'm gonna show you the difference between this and a $300 million mega yacht, a $50 million giga yacht, all the way down to this $1 yacht.
Master the first 10 seconds like your life absolutely depends on it.
The thing people undervalue the most is literally the first 10 seconds of the video.
Because Jimmy doesn't waste a single frame.
I recreated every single set from Squid Game in real life, and whichever one of these 456 people survives the longest wins 456 grand.
And I'm speaking literally.
I tied up an FBI agent and I have $100,000 in this bag. Here's a knife, good luck, and I just run away. Like, it gives you everything you need, no wasted words, short, concise, and then tension.
His cold opens, his hooks are designed like precision weapons. Every single word, every cut, every visual element, every single sound effect, it's all optimized to keep you watching.
I tied up an FBI agent. If he steals this $100,000 from me before midnight, he keeps it. This is a knife. Good luck. Let's go, Tariq.
You notice what he did there? Immediate stakes, clear objective, visual intrigue, and urgency, all in one sentence. Now, if we want a hook formula modeling MrBeast or Jimmy, it could look like a promise plus proof plus preview, right? Promise what value they're gonna get, show proof that you can deliver, and preview what's coming, and do it all in 10 seconds or less.
If I'm talking to this camera and you're not cutting it for too long, that's boring, you'll lose retention.
I mean, Jimmy's FBI video had over 12 scene changes in the first 40 seconds. Your brain never gets bored because it's constantly processing new information. For us, on our next videos, let's try to count our cuts in the first 30 seconds. If there's less than 10, you're probably losing people. But take that with a big grain of salt, because what's more important than just ADHD optimized editing or retention based editing is storytelling. So at least make sure that hook is emotionally grabbing. And here's the sixth principle from MrBeast. It's the one that ties everything together. Treat YouTube like a skill, not like a lottery.
I could start a new channel tomorrow with not using my face or my voice, like without ever promoting it, and in 6 months have 20 million subscribers. It's purely knowledge.
That statement broke the internet. People called it arrogance, but here's what they missed. Jimmy spent over 10,000 hours studying the craft.
You know how they say it takes 10,000 hours to master something? I'm gonna put 10,000 days into this. Like 10,000 days is like 30 years, and I'm almost 15 years in.
10,000 days. That's not just obsession, that's systematic mastery. While other creators hope for viral luck, Jimmy is building. He builds viral certainty, and he does it through knowledge. You don't need Jimmy's budget or his team or to have his mindset to apply these principles. Somewhere, there's a creator with 50 subscribers who's about to change everything. They'll study these principles, they'll adapt them to their niche, and in 1, 2, maybe 5 years, they'll be the one everyone's trying to copy.
You genuinely have to find what you love. Like, you have to find what you love, because if you find what you love and you obsess over day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year for a decade, you're going to achieve some form of success.
The question isn't whether these principles work. I mean, Jimmy's living proof that they do. The question is whether you're willing to implement them or be creative enough to think outside the box to implement them in accordance to your situation. Because there's a difference, a big one at that, between knowing the path and actually walking it. So here's my challenge for everyone watching this. Pick one of these principles, just one, and apply it to your next video. Don't try to revolutionize everything all at once, but commit to the one principle like your channel absolutely depends on it.
No one's ever gonna do what I do better than me.
And I mean, you shouldn't be Jimmy. You should be you, but with Jimmy's principles. You should be you, but exponentially better. You should be you, but be impossible to ignore.
When I was 11, I just said, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, I'm gonna die trying, and I meant it. And there was like, even if no one still watches my videos to this day, I would still be going.
All right, I don't know. Bye. Why are you still here? Holy crap. Leave. Get a life.